Good morning, Lily. We're going to see the movie X right now. I'm actually really excited about it. Been wanting to see this movie ever since I saw the first preview. And it came out yesterday. Today's Sunday. Oh, it came out 2 days ago. Today's Sunday. It came out Friday. But we're going to go right now to see it. My expectations are very high. So yeah, see you at the theater. So, I think I mentioned it. My expectations, haha, that wasn't intentional, were very high going into the movie because of the previews and because who wrote and directed it. The company A24 tends to make pretty decent horror movies, and because basically the premise was these kids in it was set in like the 1971. It was in the 70s, and I like that kind of feel. The whole premise was this group of kids went to a really small, what would you call it? Like a town? Or just like a small house in the middle of nowhere?
It was just like a farmhouse.
Oh, farmhouse. For some reason I couldn't think farmhouse. It was a farmhouse, and then the old couple that owned the farmhouse, they were like renting out their side.
There was
farmhouse,
like a guest house.
Yeah, like a small.
There was a little guest house there that had a few rooms, and then there was also like the barn with the cows and stuff. But it was, what you would call like a country house. Yeah, so they were renting it out. They rented out this group of kids that were gonna film a porn there, and then it ended up being way more than that. Honestly, there was more, like, definitely not a kid's movie. I'm going to preface this. There was a lot more adult stuff in this movie that I thought there was going to be. Not that, like, I cared, but it was kind of weird watching that in a movie theater. Was it not, or was that just me? Yeah, that's why I'm kind of hesitant on seeing movies in the theater sometimes that have a lot of sex in it. Can you say that word on sex?
YouTube? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. YouTube is so lame.
But I don't know. It didn't bother me, but I wasn't expecting it, I guess you could say. I read some things online, review-wise, before I saw the movie, which I know I don't like to do, but I did, and so my expectations were as high as it didn't lower my expectations. It kept them pretty much low where they were at. The death scenes were cool. The score, like, all the music was 70s, except for, like, one or two songs. All the music was from that time period. I did like some of the scenes. Well, the scenes that they filmed their video for in the movie was all set, like, cinematography wise, was set, like, it was a 70s style camcorder or camera. I honestly, I think it would have been cooler if the whole movie was like that.
No.
No, you don't think so?
That's too much.
Oh, well, I don't know. I thought it was cool. But I would also see a black and, like, The Lighthouse. I wanted to see that movie in the movie theater because it was black and white and it was filmed. And anyways, that was cool. I liked that Kid Cudi was in it because I've always liked his music. So that was kind of fun to see him. I think this was his, like, debut acting, like, role with Kid Cudi. I don't know his real name. Kid Cudi is just whatever his name, I guess.
Yeah. I like him as a person.
He's cool. I like him. The death scenes, I think I said the death scenes were cool. They weren't as gory as I had read online. People online were just like, "Oh, the death's so good." They're not. The first death scene is. The rest are not.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you like slasher films and you don't mind horror and gore and that type of stuff, like, then see it. But if that kind of stuff makes your stomach turn and you don't like it, then don't go watch it.
Or if you're offended by sex scenes or anything like that, definitely don't go watch it.
Yeah, because, I mean,
this is not a
normal person that doesn't like that kind of stuff. I could see it being a little too grotesque.
Yeah.
So don't watch it if you don't like that kind of thing. But people that like that kind of genre,
that type of horror film and appreciate it, then you should watch it.
Yeah, like Katie mentioned right at the beginning, it's obvious that his name is Ty West, actually, I believe. He was influenced by the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. There were a lot of shots and scenes that you could tell pulled reference from, or
oh, for sure. And I also saw a reference from what's the Camp Crystal Lake one? Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, just being at the lake and stuff. He definitely drew reference from that. And
yeah, especially one scene.
yeah, well, it's it's like a typical slasher film. So
yeah, the guy that did this movie, he did a movie called VHS. I forget which one.
oh, he did that?
One of them. Sure? Not all of them. One of them. And then he did. I forget the other movie. He did a couple pretty decent horror movies. And he did the ABCs of Horror. I think the first one, which that was a really good compilation of short films. But I don't know maybe he just did like one short film in that.
You did The House of the Devil.
The House of the Devil. Okay, that was the one I was trying to think of. Okay, that was a pretty good one. But anyways,
yeah, he definitely likes like the 70s style.
Yeah,
which I appreciate. I like that too.
I
like the fashion and
the time period. The older movies that were actually from the 70s horror-wise were cool. I don't know, it was good. It wasn't as good as I put it up on like this pedestal. I thought it was going to be super amazing. It wasn't.
I thought it was going to be super better. It was good, but I thought
yeah, exactly. It's really worth seeing. See it, definitely see it, but it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. But I put it at a higher level than I should have. But it's still very, very good. It's still. I still want to see it again. It was that good. But
I'm trying to see it again.
Yeah, I'd watch it again. It was really cool. Again? Not in the theater. Just watch it again, like at home. Yeah, not go out and see it. Like if Nick wanted to see it, I would go see it. I wouldn't have a problem with it, but I wouldn't like actively on my own. But I think that's everything. Like the death scenes were pretty creative. There was a lot of foreshadowing in some of the death scenes, which was cool. They were different. The death scenes were all different. I can't name them, but they did remind me of a typical slasher film, to where like Jason would run around and kill people in different ways, or just stuff like that. It wasn't all like the same boring ways. Yeah. And the old couple in the movie.
The premise of it and the reasoning behind the killings was different.
Oh my gosh, that was so different. Like that's not in the trailer really, so I don't want to like.
Yeah, don't give that away.
That was actually kind of funny. I wasn't expecting that. That made it kind of even more creepy.
Yeah.
The old people weren't really old people. You could tell that. They were like young actors.
Yeah, you could tell it was. The makeup was done well.
It was done well, yeah. It didn't look bad. But for what they had to do, you could tell people that were betraying as that old couldn't do what those older people did. Yeah.
And the music was good.
Yeah, the score was good. The songs were good. The music was all really good. And I don't know, it was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was cool. It didn't take forever to get to the death scenes.
It took a while.
It didn't take forever, but it did take.
It took a while. There's a slow build up to everything.
I'm trying to think of when the first. I remember the first one, but
it took a while.
There were creepy parts before it, so it's not like nothing interesting happened. There was one time specifically I remember where they made it look like somebody was going to get killed and it didn't happen, which was cool. That was probably one of my favorite scenes. That
was different.
When that one girl didn't get killed, that was probably shot from above was so cool. I don't want to talk about it, but
the shots and how it was filmed was really cool. And I think I heard that the guy that does Euphoria was in charge of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I forgot what that position would be called, but yeah, he did the filming or whatever. He was in charge of that. Same guy from Euphoria.
Well, usually the director is in charge of that.
You know what I mean?
Like the... I don't know what they'd be called.
The director isn't in charge of that. He, of course, has a say because he has a vision of what he wants it to look like. The director is more in charge of telling people what to do and directing them. but visually, how things and angles and all that stuff is filmed, there's a person that's in charge of that, but I just don't know what the job title would be. But whatever it is, the same guy does it for Euphoria, and if you've seen Euphoria, then you know it's a visually stunning show to watch.
Yeah, Euphoria is really good.
And yeah.
I think that's everything. They showed some new previews, which were fun. Can't remember any of them. Oh, there was one called Men. Oh my gosh, go look up that preview. That one looks different for sure.
Yeah, that looked like it might be creepy.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's supposed to rain today, it never did. That's depressing. But that's everything. I guess we'll just say goodnight now, because I'm sure this is a very... We've been... Our past few reviews, 10 minutes, have been longer than expected. But yeah, so I guess we'll just say goodnight. I hope I wasn't facing like this. I don't know. I guess I'll find out when I edit. I don't think I was, though.
Oh, no.
But good night. Thank you for watching our review of X. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.